Episode 4.
So Shed Talk episode 4. I'm with one of my longtime friends and real estate agent.
Don't make me
Um,
cry.
oh, sorry. Sorry, we've only been friends for
It's been a while.
like 25 years.
Something like that.
Give or take 25 years.
Yeah, something
But,
like that.
you know.
Hey man, I can't thank you. I can't thank you. This is cool. I always said I was like, oh, I want to do a podcast. I said this years ago, and I never. It was just one of those things. Like you say you want to do it, but you don't do it, and you don't put in, the effort to do it. And then we were talking about it a few weeks ago, and then it kind of just like the stars aligned. I started getting podcast stuff. You got me something. My sister got me something, and I was like, all right, this is it. Like if this isn't a sign, this has to. We have to do it.
Next, we're going to be on the radio.
I mean, I don't want to go that far just yet. I don't want to go that far. That's a lot of pressure. I like this kind of pressure. I don't want
to. Listen. Look, all you got to do is just press the button on the camera. You're on air. You're live. And make sure that all your audio is running.
Yeah, no.
And you're good.
Right. No, let's just stick with podcasting. I'm cool with podcasting.
Okay.
I don't want to be on the radio.
All
no
right.
news anchors. No, none of that nonsense.
I mean, there's a lot to, obviously there's no cameraman. If this was like a news studio, this would be like more legit. We'd have like a little teleprompter in the back telling
I'd have
us
some makeup
exactly
on.
what to do and what to say and da. But we don't. You know why? Because this is fucking Shed Talk.
Shed Talk, baby. This is cool.
So anyway, getting back to our introduction or his introduction. Everybody knows me, I hope by now. But yeah, this is Chris.
My name's Chris.
Do you want to know? Do you want to like have your full name out there?
Christopher.
Oh,
right.
Christopher.
My full name. I'm not gonna put the last
It's
name.
Christopher Burns because he's gonna be your.
There we go. Yeah. Dude, this is cool. This is an interesting setup. I'll tell you that, and it's gonna take me a while to get used to.
Used to what?
I don't know. Just set because you set this up pretty quick. It's gonna take me a while to do this. I mean, you've been doing this for a little bit now.
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 10 years.
Oh, probably more like 10 weeks, but
10 weeks, probably 10 days.
10 days. Hey, 10 days longer than me, man. And this is dope. This is pretty dope.
So all you gotta do is just stare into the camera.
Stare in the camera. We go right into it.
Hope for the best. Expect the worst.
No, never.
This will be Shed Talk.
I think you said 4.
Episode 4.
This is
episode
4, right? That's fine.
He's gonna be your next realtor.
I am. I hope so. That'd be nice.
What
Yeah.
What real estate agent are you?
Century 21. Century 21 Action Plus Realty.
Nice.
Right here in Freehold. But we have a few locations in New Jersey. But I go right here, local office, 10 minutes away. Part-time thing, but a full-time passion. Part-time gig with a full-time passion.
Nice.
I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed.
I like that quote. I'm gonna quote that.
Yeah, you take it.
Right
I actually just came up with it. I just thought of it, but it's the truth though. It's the truth. But yeah, dude. I just I started this years ago, right? I was living in my mom's basement, and I was like, I finally want to move out. I want to do my own thing, and living in Jersey is just so expensive. Like it's crazy expensive.
Oh yeah.
So I started looking in Pennsylvania. I wanted to live like right on the border of New Jersey, Pennsylvania. But then, I drove over there. I didn't necessarily feel comfortable. I didn't feel like home. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll look in, Western Jersey, right? A little further out there, get more space for your money. Looked out there. Found some stuff. Didn't necessarily work out. But I've always been like a beach guy. So I was like, all right, maybe South Jersey, not far from the beach. So found something. Didn't necessarily work out. Found something and didn't work out. Long story short, I ended up finding something. My first house. Lived there for like 4 years. And, dude, it was awesome, man. It was the perfect first house, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't put much into it, to be honest with you. I put, their 5% down, your first time home buyers. And it has given me so much more, right? And that's why I got into real estate, right? I just want to spread that word and just get it out there. So, and now, up until last year, I thought I wanted to be an agent because I wanted to help other people, and I still do. I want to help everybody find that home, right? Find where they want to be. Yeah. And I realized quickly that I'm not a salesperson. I had a few sales jobs, and I stunk at them. And then I realized, like, while I was an agent, it's not, I was riding my bike, trying to ring doorbells, do all that stuff, and, like, I hate it.
Imagine. Wait, so what were you selling door to door?
just introduce myself, tell people I'm a real estate agent. They close the door. No, I'm not selling. I'm not interested. And it's like, I'm not going to ring your doorbell again and be like, listen, okay? Now I'm going to be a little aggressive. I was trying to be nice, but now I'm going to be mad, you know? So, like, that would happen, and it was just a turnoff. Like, I'm just not a salesperson, right? So then, rewind a little bit. I remember, we were living in our first house. So after about a year or so, I was telling T, I was like, listen, I think I want to buy like an investment property. This is the beginning of 2020, right before COVID happened. It was like January, February, somewhere in there. So COVID happened. I kind of got away from it. Wasn't sure what to do. It was just a weird time. So I was like, you know what? I want to go back to school. Later on in the year, I was like, I want to go back to school, climb up the corporate ladder, blah, blah, blah. So I go back, finish, and it didn't work out, right? Things at work just didn't align. And it stunk, man. I was in such a funk. Yeah. Because I felt like, I wanted to go back to school anyway, just to finish what I started. But I felt like I started to go back to get somewhere. And it's not always about your education, your experience. It's about the hands that you shake. And that's not me, right? That's not me. I want you to know me because I work my butt off, right? If you give me something, I'll knock it out the park. But, just based off of, oh, I know you, I like you, I'm going to hire you. So, didn't work out. And I was like, you know what? There has to be. I was in a funk. I was like, I'm just going to do what I want to do, right? A hobby of mine. I was still looking at houses. I just enjoyed looking at it. And I was looking. I was like, all right, why not help someone that wants to find a place to live, want to buy their first house. Fast forward, started looking up courses, got the book, became an agent, did the required hours, all that stuff, took the exam, passed it, signed up with Century 21. And this was last year. And, no one's buying. Interest rates are through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Prices are crazy. And
sure. What are interest rates right now? Well, I guess, like, compared to 2020, I mean, interest rates must have been, like, in the high 2s, maybe low 3s.
Yeah, it was like in the 3s. There's some people I know that got, like, high 2s, really good credit, 2 3/4, 2.5. But compared to last year, even now, I stopped looking at rates, but I think now rates are like 7.5, somewhere in the 7.25, 7.5, somewhere in there. But last year, same thing. They were in the 6s, right? And no one creeping on that 7. No one's buying, right? And I'm new to real estate, right? All I know is introduce myself, tell you what I'm about, all that stuff. I don't know the ins and outs yet. So I'm going to trainings, trying to go to open houses, just to network. Didn't necessarily work out. Couldn't get anything going. I signed up for a program to get leads, through Century 21. Didn't work out. And I'm like, yeah, man, like this isn't it either. But I'm still looking at houses. I just enjoy it.
So you were more like pushed away because, like, would it be technically like you weren't getting what you thought that you would be getting? Almost like okay, you try to sell, let's say you try to sell a car or a house or whatever, but were you more pushed away because everybody kept saying no to you?
I was, like, was that... You know what it is? I think I was more pushed away because I couldn't find my lane. I don't know if it was people pushing me away, but I just couldn't find my lane.
Or like the fact of like rejection.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
Probably. I mean, who wants to be rejected? I don't, right?
I mean, same thing like with girls. Like if you went up to like a girl and she just rejected you, you'd be like, no, like, yeah, you'd be down because of that. So it's probably,
I can't tell you how many times the first time I asked her out, she told me, she's like, I can't go out, I have a headache. So that's our running joke. Be like, oh, you got a headache today? You don't want to sit down and have dinner? So yeah,
that's a good reason.
But now I crack jokes. I'm like, oh, is your fingernail hurting? That's why you don't want to, you don't want to talk.
She's like, I don't want to hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you. My fingernail hurts. I have a headache. But yeah, dude, maybe it was that, right? Maybe it was just a tough time, and I was told, like, your first year is gonna be tough, right? It's gonna be tough to find leads, all that stuff. But it was extremely hard. So I would go to open houses, introduce myself, and I was told that's a really good way to generate leads. So a few of my coworkers had open houses, introduce myself, tell them about the house, all this good stuff. Didn't necessarily lead to anything because people would go there and they're like, oh, I'll take your business card. Oh, we're gonna wait to buy because prices are so high. This, and this. It's like, all right, so I do the whole, you follow up, and at the end of the day, I'm not just following up because, of course, I want the business, right? But at the end of the day, I want you to find something that you love, right? Like I found something, and I was lucky enough to have 2 really good agents that turned out to be like really good friends of mine. like really good friends of mine, because one, they care, right? And that's what I want to do. So it was just tough to really find that balance, get leads, but actually show someone that you actually give a damn.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, man, it was a struggle. And then, on top of it, like, I have three little ones, right? So you have three little ones. You have a relationship. I want to keep T happy. I want to keep the kids happy. Weekends, we got birthday parties, all this stuff going on. We had just moved again. I got work on top of that. It was a lot. And I found myself being like, man, I need more time in a day,
Yeah.
right? And the only time I found was just when everyone's in bed, which is like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And at that point, it's like, I'm not going to go ring somebody's doorbell. I'm not going to call someone at that time. So it was tough. I only really had the weekends, but my weekends weren't always mine, right? It's with the family.
Mm.
So it was tough. But I realized I was just looking at houses, still looking, still looking. Not that I want to move. And I was like, why didn't I ever buy an investment property? So fast forward a little bit, about a month or so. I'm like, you know what? I started talking to Brian. And I remember talking to Brian. He's like, dude, he's like, dig into it. You want to do it, go for it, right? And T had bought me this book. And this is what changed everything for me. Last Christmas, or 2 Christmases ago now, she bought me this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. Rich Dad Poor Dad. And
I'll put up the thing right here.
I wish I had it with me. It's actually upstairs. But yeah, T bought me that book, and it took me 8 months to finally be like, I'm gonna read it. 8, 9 months. I was having one of those days at work. I had the book with me. I opened it, and I don't read at all. I don't like books. I don't think.
Same.
I don't know the last time I read a full book. I think it was maybe like in high school. Was it Catcher? That was the last book. Didn't we have to read Catcher in the Rye? Or was that high school?
Well,
I don't remember.
I never went to high school with you, so.
So Catcher in the Rye was the last full book I read. Whenever that was, 8th, 9th grade, 10th, I don't know. But yeah, I picked up the book, and I couldn't stop reading it. I couldn't stop. And right then, like, a light bulb just went off. And I was like, nah, I want real estate properties, man. Like, I just want to buy a bunch of properties. So what I did was, I realized New Jersey is so expensive, and I couldn't do it. There is no way, right? You look at a 2-family.
Everybody was just like, yeah.
I want a 2-family house. All right, $600,000. What?
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible. I mean, your property taxes are 13 grand. No way, right? No one can afford that. So, again, right, when I bought my first house, you remember, I lived in Newark, moved an hour away. I'm like, I might have to make another sacrifice, right? Look a little further away from, like, where everyone is. So I had a loaner car one day, and before I picked up the loaner car, I made a list of about 10 cities I wanted to hit. Took the loaner car, man, I think I put like 200 miles on it. Easily. Hit about 10 different cities. Just where I felt comfortable. I heard people saying, like, they invest out of state, certain cities they haven't been to, but, like, me being me and being my first time, I wanted to be able to go there. Hit about 10 different cities. Had a list of houses. I found one, right? I think it was Egg Harbor City. Found one. Needed a little bit of work, but it was in my buy box, right? 2-family, hit the price I wanted, no more than 275, 300 max. Taxes were right where I wanted to be. It cash flow hit that 1% rule, which is 1% of whatever you buy a house for. So if you pay $100K for a house, you at least want to rent it for $1,000 a month. You buy it for 200, so it hit like all the boxes. So the good thing about being an agent is that I write deals like be 9 o'clock at night. Everybody's sleeping. I'm just writing deals, right? If the numbers make sense, I don't need to see it. Write deals. I'll go see it. So I found one, wrote a deal up, was able to see it the next day. I go see it, had a roof problem. And I was like, all right, well, the price is going to change, right?
Yeah.
If I got to fix that, you got to fix it. The price is going to change. That one didn't work out. But I knew I wanted to be in that specific county, Atlantic County. So fast forward, still looking. I came across another podcast or an article that said, if you read this or listen to, I forgot what it was, you'll have an investment property in 90 days. I was like, no way. Like, and the reason I was saying that is because I was emotionally tied to it, right? I was pretending like I was going to live there. Oh, I like this kitchen. This kitchen looks nice. I like this bathroom. This bathroom looks nice. Ooh, I like this layout. No. Take that out of your mind, right? It's not your primary, right? It's an investment property. Do the numbers make sense? It's a business. The numbers make sense. Why not, right? So once that happened, man, I was writing. Man, I wrote like 10 deals, and I wrote like 10 contracts. I'll put it that way. I wrote like 10 contracts in like 2 weeks. Some of them I haven't seen. Some of them I did see, and I was like, numbers make sense. Why not? Right. Long story short, fast forward a little bit. Now is December of 2023. I found a property in Atlantic City, 4 family. Went to go see it. I think they're asking like 350 for a 4 family.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Right, crazy. Now I didn't know at the time Atlantic City has different parts of it. You gotta, be careful. So I go see it. Wasn't in the best part, but they're asking 350. I went a little above. I think I offered 370. The agent was like, "Oh, they accepted another offer. All right, no problem. Yeah, that offer, my offer's still there.
See, the rejection worked.
Rejection worked. But you know what's funny? That property's still sitting there. Makes no sense to me. That's a different
But
story.
it's still sitting there on sale, or
For sale. For
so
sale.
I guess like nothing. Nobody bought it.
No one.
Obviously nobody bought it.
No one bought it.
Yeah.
I keep track, and she told me that someone accepted an offer. It never went pending, contingent, nothing. So I don't know what the deal is. So I was like, all right, not a problem. But at the same time, I came across another property, and I was like, this is different, right? It's like a row home. I was like, it's a little different. Hit the buy box, right? 275 for the 2 family. Attached to it is a single. It should be combined to 3 family.
You said a row box?
A row house. I'm sorry.
Oh, row house.
So
Okay,
it's like a row house. So essentially, it's 3 units, but they split it up into two. I mean, into two sales.
Okay.
So it's A and B as part of one sale, and then the single is part of another.
Oh, okay.
So for the 2 family, they were asking 275. And I was like, it hits the numbers, it works. And T goes, well, how much is the single? I was like, actually, I didn't think about it. I didn't even really look, to be honest. So I go look, they're asking 145. And she's like, why not buy both? And I was like, yeah. I was like, a little bit out of the price, but the numbers worked, right? It worked even better than I thought they would. And this is why when people say like, oh, now's not a good time to buy, I'm like, that's nonsense. They're asking 275. So I go to the agent and I was like, listen, I said, I'll give you 260. She's like, we'll take it and the seller will pay for the closing.
That's good.
I was like, all right. Now this 260 turns into like 250, 245, whatever. So I'm like, all right. I said, for the single, they're asking 145. I said, if I buy both, I'll give you 125 for it. She talks to him. She's like, yeah, that'll work, but he won't cover the closing. I'm like, no problem. That's fine with me.
So he dropped 20K just like that?
The power of negotiation. You know why?
Yeah.
Interest rates are so high, you don't have people fighting for a house.
Yeah.
Right? No one wants to buy. Right? So fast forward a little bit. In South Jersey, they do things a little bit different. They don't believe in using attorneys for a lot of their real estate transactions. We, in the northern part of New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, all that stuff, we use attorneys. And I've been brainwashed to use an attorney because this is a big purchase, right? It's not like you're just buying a car.
Yeah.
So when you have an attorney and the other side doesn't, things can be complicated. And my attorney, I guess, was being an attorney, doing his job. They're like, well, listen, we don't want to deal with an attorney. If we do have to, we're not going to cover the closing. And I'm like, damn, right? I'm like, first of all, you just took 10K. You're not paying the attorney. Let's just say the closing was 10K, right? You're just gonna take 10K like that. So I had to make a decision, right? I was like, I'll get back to you tomorrow. I'll talk with T about it. And she's like, is it worth it? She's like, even if it sticks with 260, they don't pay the closing. Is it worth it? I was like, yeah. She's like, no, why not? Right? So I go with it. I'm like, fine. I want get your attorney. I'm having mine.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to work some stuff out. Go through the inspection, and dude, I've never been more nervous for anything in my life, right? So we go through the first unit. We're on the roof. It's a flat roof. He's like, yeah, there's some repairs that need to be made, this, and this. And it's supposed to be sold as is. I'm like, all right. We go through the first unit. Not bad. The sink in the bathroom was leaking. I'm like, all right, that's easy. I'll fix that. Mm-hmm. Go to the middle unit, the more updated one. Tenants, a little bit different, but I knew I was going to have to do some work there, right? But it's updated. I'm like, all right, fine. We go to the last one, man, and it's just a mess. Like,
the single family or
the single?
Oh, okay,
it's a mess. We go in the kitchen, and the tenant goes, "Yeah, every few minutes the sink makes this weird noise, like it's gargling." And the inspector goes, "Yeah, all right, I'll get to it. I'll look into it." I'm like, "Oh, there's a backup." Sure enough, we're in the kitchen checking stuff out. The sink starts to gargle. All this crap just comes up in the sink.
Nice.
Goes right back down. I'm like.
That's what I like to smell.
Yeah. Oh, it smells real nice. I'm like, all right, that's probably like $300-400. We go upstairs. Now I told you it's a flat roof, so now water gotta escape somewhere when there's an issue.
Yeah.
We go in one of the rooms. There's a big bubble in one of the rooms, and the tenant goes, "Yeah, it's been leaking.
No shit.
Whenever it rains, yeah, right." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "All right." It went from good to worse. We go in the basement. Now Atlantic City is considered a flood zone, but never really like where I am. It doesn't really flood, but like if it rains really hard, a little bit of water goes in. Turns out the furnace wasn't working. I'm like, "What's that about?" All right, so we go through the inspection. Um, the seller goes, "I'll fix the roof." The roof. I'm like, "All right, no problem." Right?
So
Not replace it. He'll fix it.
the seller essentially owns all three units.
All
Right?
three.
Okay.
Yep. So he goes, I'll make the repairs to the roof.
Hmm.
I know what that means, right? You're just gonna do what you need to do, right? And I'm like, all right, I'll play along, but I'm fine with that, right?
Okay.
As long as we're good there. So he does that. He fixed the sink that had the backup. And he did a few other things that I kind of pointed out. And there's certain things he was just like, remember, this is sold as is. I just want him to fix the roof, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was like, as long as you fix the roof, we're good to go. He did a few other things. I was like, really, really nice dude. So he fixed it. Now, when you go buy an investment property or a multifamily, you got to get COs. For every house, you got to get a CO.
Yeah.
Usually, the buyer's responsible for it for whenever they say as is. And it said it in there. But I said, I don't want to be responsible for the CO. I said, I don't want to do it. I said, you got to do it. And it's the best thing I could have asked for. The CO inspector comes and they're just nitpicking everything, right? To the point where I'm like, damn, but at the same time, I'm happy because they got to fix all this stuff that I would have to pay for.
They're like, that outlet cover's crooked.
That's exactly what it was.
No.
Worse. So there's like a lip, right? From the living room to the kitchen.
Okay.
They're like, that lip is uneven. It's too high. You got to trim it down and fix. I'm like, really? All right, no problem. I'm not fixing it. I don't care. Long story short, he spent like 15 grand in repairs.
Wow.
15 grand in repairs that I would have to pay for if I said I'll do the CO. And it was so crazy that the listing agent told me, she's like, it's turning out that you got a really good deal in this house. Right? And I read that email and I just laughed because I knew she was right. Right? Mm-hmm. Super nice lady. They made all the repairs. We go through it. And yeah, dude, we closed. We closed. And for me, it's not, I play Monopoly every day. A quick game of Monopoly, 40 minutes. And
that's a quick game.
40 minutes, bro. Listen, I played the long version of it on my phone. I was playing this thing for like 2 hours. And I wanted to go to bed. Everyone was sleeping. So anyway, I played every night. And, excuse me, for me, yeah, there's a bunch of benefits that comes with it, right? And what really got me was when I sold my first house, I went to buy this one. Dude, I left the closing table with a check in my hand. Yeah, like I paid my closing.
Yeah.
But I left so much money like on the deal that like I left with a check. And I'm like, seriously? Like, and again, I only put 5% down. I wait 4 years. Now granted, right? COVID happened, housing spikes, but appreciation always happens with real estate. Only once did the housing market crash, but even that was like, right? So for me, it was just like, wow, why doesn't everyone do this, right? Just try it. So we get to closing. And for me, like I said, it's about the time freedom. Every day, my oldest goes, Dad, can you take me to school? I'm like, no, baby. Like, I gotta leave. I gotta work. I gotta be out at 6:30. Okay, can you pick me up? I won't make it in time, baby. I'll see you at home. And I'm tired of telling her no. So one day I want to be able to tell her, yeah, I'll take you to school. Yeah, I'll pick you up. That's what it's about. At the same time, like, there's no way I can pay for college for 3 kids. I'm just being honest. Like, if they were right now, I'm graduating next week, I am screwed. I'm screwed. Right? So I'm hoping that I don't want to sell it, but if I had to, right, 10 years, 12 years from now, it's worth way more. I paid it down. If I got to pay for college, I'll just sell it, and there's your college. Right now, you don't got to worry about it. Right? There's no college debt to you, and you could just do your thing, and you start with a clean slate. So for me, it's about 1, that time freedom, but 2, setting them up financially to the point where they're okay. Right? Not come out of college, they got all this debt, and they're trying to figure life out, all that nonsense. No. So it's work, man. Right now, I'm just self-managing it, and I'm just trying to keep expenses as low as possible until the point where I start to scale a little bit, and I have no choice but to, hire like a property manager or some kind of software company or something. Not yet.
Not yet.
I want it to happen. No, well, I don't want to pay for a property manager, but I want to scale to the point where I have the option.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Where you start going like commercial,
Yeah.
commercial real estate.
Yeah. So
You're
let's
like, yo,
take
you
it.
see that? You see that bank over there with all like the big ass building behind it? Yeah, I own that whole thing.
I don't want to own the bank. I just want to own the vault that's in the bank. No, no,
Hey
no.
man, some banks don't even have money in there anymore.
That's true.
But yo, it's like yo, imagine going to a bank and robbing it.
It's empty.
It's like, sir, we only have 32 cents in the vault. If you want to go
Oh,
and
and the
check,
cops are here. So now you're arrested for 30 years for 32 cents. Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah, dude. But yeah, I'm excited. Lots of work. I already had like 2 calls from the tenants about like nonsense. One was like, "Oh, he stopped working." I sent you a text message 2 weeks ago. I said, "Listen, make sure all utilities are in your name. I don't want anyone to be without any kind of service." Call, "Hey, my heat's not working." Oh, well, did you transfer the utilities to your name? No. It's stuff like that you kind of have to be like, all right, well, you babysit a little bit, right? I got extra babies. Sometimes you got to deal with, but it's part of it, right? It's part of it. So.
You got babies that aren't yours now.
No, stop. Cut. Cut. No.
You're like, wait, not that I know of.
No. No. Hell no.
So, are you ready for the test?
Not really.
So he has no idea what I'm gonna even ask. He just
I
saw
have no clue. I saw like a page.
a page. No, it's like 2 to 3 pages. It's a total
This
of.
guy.
Let me see. It's a total of 16 questions, but I mean, we don't have that. I don't have all night to sit here and ask you all these questions.
Are they yes/no questions?
They're yes because.
Yeah,
No
because. No, because next question.
They're not multiple choice either.
No,
No, sir.
not like A. We can make it multiple choice. You sure you don't want to make it multiple choice?
Hell no. And then I gotta redo everything that I just.
All right, let's let it roll. Let's let it roll. What we got?
So I don't know. Just what's like a big misconception when buying or selling a house?
A big misconception. I'd probably say for buying, man, I would say, man, all the work that goes into it, right? Because you got all this paperwork you got to fill out. Get your loan officer. You got to talk to your lawyer. I don't think people realize like how much work it takes. Like I had a headache, going through all this stuff because they want to make sure you didn't go out and buy some crazy car and all the other stuff. So it's like making sure all your paperwork is in order. And the same thing for like selling a house, right? I think when we sold our first one, it was again the same thing with the paperwork. If you had contingencies, because my contingency was I need to sell my house in order to have this one. You got to make sure it kind of aligns up with the other seller, the buyer, and all parties are like. So it's just like the communication, right? I think people kind of forget, not forget, but don't realize how much work it takes to even get to that point, right? And you can get to a point where you're like, you know what, I don't even want to do this anymore, right? Because you're so stressed out.
Yeah.
I remember telling T, I was like, I'll just be happy when this closing portion is over, because I can understand. I see why some people would just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, right? And just be like, I'm done. So I'd probably say the biggest thing is just be informed, right? Just be informed. Ask your agent, like, just walk me through the whole process, right? Let me be prepared, right? If I'm gonna step in mud, tell me, listen, you're gonna step in some mud here, right? Don't just kind of just be like, oh no, I can sell your house and be that typical car salesman, and then you go stepping in a bunch of dog, But just be prepared and just be willing to. If you're gonna go into it, do it, right? Because the outcome is so much greater than that nonsense that you're going through during the process. So, how was that?
Good answer.
Good.
Very
All
good
right.
answer.
All right. So
Well, I
pass
mean,
the first one.
I don't really know the answer because I don't have any of the.
So I could have
answers.
just BS'd you the whole time and
Hey,
it
listen,
sound
you're
good.
not BSing me. You're just
I'm
BSing
BSing
everybody
everybody
that's
else.
going to be watching.
Listen, man, this is my first episode, so I'm hoping like
As
if
of-
I'm on this again, my answer's gonna be fire. Fire. Right now it's a little flame.
As of today, I have 26 subscribers.
Ooh.
It's 26 more than what I had 2 weeks ago.
That's all that matters.
Or 3 weeks
That's
ago.
all that matters. That's all that matters. Listen, you get one by tomorrow, one extra.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
we're here for a good time.
not a long time. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, man.
Oh man.
What we got?
Let me see what else.
I'm fired up now. I was
Oh,
nervous
yeah.
before. Remember? I saw that paragraph. I was like, Richie, what are you about to do?
Must be that pecan moonshine.
The pecan moonshine, bro. Pecan moonshine.
See. I mean, it's like a.
Just pick one.
All right.
Just pick one.
How do you? Oh yeah, it's a good one. How do you handle like difficult or challenging clients? You just get out of my office.
No.
I'm not gonna represent you on this house.
No, it's and that's another like you don't realize it, but yeah, you're dealing with a lot of personalities, and so I had this one. I'll give you a perfect example. I had this one lady, and she was looking for a condo at a certain price, and she didn't necessarily have. A lot of agents want like proof of funds, right? Show me proof that you can buy it, because at the end of the day, and the reason we ask for it is because let's just say I show you a house that's $100,000. So now your heart is set on houses that are $100,000 range, has this X amount of bathrooms, bedrooms, but you can only afford a $50,000. So when I start showing you the $50,000 houses, now it's like, So I was asking her in a very nice way. I think her mom was gonna buy it for her, all this stuff. She's like, "Oh, talk to my mom." So I talked to her mom. She's like, "Oh no, I'll have the proof for you. Give me a few days, blah, 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 blah. Can you just show her the condo?" So I'm like, all right, no problem. So it's just like a Tuesday night, like 9:30 at night. Only time she could do it. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So we see it. She seemed like she was liking it, and I told her, I said, listen, in my opinion, I'm a little biased to certain parts of New Jersey. I said, where this is, I love it. I said, you're right by the highway, right? It's 20 minutes from work. You're not far from the beach. And during the summer, like, it's busy, right? She wanted it quiet during the off season, but busy during the summer. I was like, this is perfect. Long story short, the next day, this lady, she's like, oh, call me in the morning. I follow with her. So I call her, and like a complete different person. And now she had told me she had another agent, but she never explained the story of why she got rid of the agent. But I didn't really care to know. I was like, listen, I'll take care of you. Don't even worry about it. She goes, listen. She goes, I know you're just trying to do your job and just want to make a sell from me, right? But I don't really like that place. And to be honest with you, there's other agents out there, like, just like that. There's other agents out there that's going to help me do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. But I said, listen, the reason I'm calling is because, one, I want to follow with you, right? She had a few questions about the property, about the backyard, the bathroom, all this stuff. I said, I got all the answers that you were looking for. And she's like, yeah, but I don't even like the place anymore. So if you could just find me something else. I said, no problem. And she goes, I like this part of New Jersey. And I said, not a problem. I have no problem showing you that part of New Jersey, but I want to tell you that part of Jersey is, the price is a little bit different. It's not in that 200 range. I said, is it okay if I show you something that what you're looking for, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, is out of your ballpark? No, I don't want that. I want it this amount of bathrooms for this price. And I said, listen, I'll do my best, but I can't promise I'll send you anything. So I called her later on the same day. Same day I called her. I said, listen, I can't find anything in that particular part of New Jersey for that price range with 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. She's like, oh, I guess I gotta find another agent. When I tell you, Richie, I didn't know what to say. I looked at my phone. I was just like, because she was, dude, one of the nicest people I've met. When I met her, like, super nice. I didn't know what to say. I said, look, I just want to find you something where you're going to be comfortable. If you feel like you need to find another agent, then that's out of my hands. I said, should you ever need anything in the future, you have my number. Reach out to me. And then she said something, but we just parted ways. But at the end of the day, you just got to, it's personalities, right? You just got to find a way, right? You just navigate through It's kind of like a relationship, I guess, right?
Of course, yeah.
Every relationship has its bumps in the roads, but you find your way through it. Same thing with clients, right? They're going to be looking for one thing. No problem. You try to suit their needs, but then they want this, so you got to pivot here. But it's just, you got to just do your best. But I say manage the expectations, right? If they're looking for a specific thing, try to meet it, but try to manage it, if that
Mhm.
makes sense, you know. But yeah, that was tough, dude. That was, and I remember I had someone tell me, like a fellow agent when I first started. She's like, you're gonna work with a lot of different people, and some people aren't gonna be very nice, and you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna want to say certain things, but you got to keep it professional. And dude, let me tell you, when I looked at my phone, I was like, you got to keep it professional, Chris. And I picked it back up, and I was like, listen, you know. But yeah, that was tough, man. And that's the part that sucks because it's like, you know what's crazy? I still think about her every now and then. I'm like, whatever if she wanted to, if she ever found something,
Mhm.
you know. And I probably should reach out to her and be like, hey, how's everything going? I could, but for me, it's there's a line of respect, and once it's crossed, it's like even I do want the business, right? Like I said, I do want the business, but at the end of the day, it's like it's tough because I know at any point, you know, you can have that switch and just be no, well, I'll find somebody else. It's like I'm not here for that. I don't.
Yeah.
I want you to find something to make you happy.
I mean, that's why. I mean, I mean, obviously, I don't think that I can actually sell a house,
Right.
right?
You can sell anything.
N- I could probably sell some ice to the Eskimos, but like I really think that I mean
Yep.
you just have to in order for me personally
Right.
to sell something, I would have to be fully invested into it. So like into houses and stuff like that, I'm not really that's not like my
That's not your thing.
yeah my
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
right? If you give me a car, I could probably sell you a car.
There you go.
But just give me the brochure first because I don't know everything about every single car.
Right.
But if you gave me let's say your brochure of a house, like I'm literally gonna be like, okay, well, yeah. So Chris, this house was built in 1972.
Yeah.
This house has 4 bed, 2 bath, 1.5 bath, or whatever it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it is 1,296.3 square feet. You know,
What
the
about the
lot.
driveway? You gotta tell me about the driveway.
The driveway is asphalt and tile.
There we go. And how green is that grass?
Oh, it's out of 1 to 10, it's probably a 6.
Ah.
There's some.
No, I don't like the grass.
You know,
See, I'll be one of those guys.
I don't like the grass. Just take out the grass and
Right.
just pour new seed on there.
But you can sell something, but you gotta find that, like you said, the car,
That niche.
that niche,
Yeah.
right? That thing that gets you going. Where you're like, oh, I want to sell this, you know. But yeah, man.
But like, yeah, but I don't think that like for me the whole rejection thing that could probably take a toll on me
Yeah.
because it's like after being rejected so many times before selling your first car, like yeah, I mean you're rejected, and then you're like, I guess on how consistent you
Right.
should be, right? You should keep it going. But some people can't. Some people don't have that drive. Some people don't have that commitment to be like, okay, well, you know what? One down. I still have all these other customers to go.
Thousands to go.
So I could see that.
It's like you said too. Someone else was saying that to me. They were like, it's the consistency, right? Just be consistent. Whatever it is, like whatever your niche is,
Of course.
just be consistent with it, man. And there's no. I take that back. There's luck. There's luck to everything. But you're only gonna get that luck when you're consistent with it, right? Every day, Monday you put in the grind, Tuesday you put in the grind, Wednesday you put in the grind. 300 days later, you still put in the grind. That one day you're gonna get that luck only because again you consistent with it, right? Where the stars are on a line and everything just falls in place. You're gonna be like, damn, like wow, you did it. Even though you've been doing it every day, and it don't feel like it, but it's gonna happen where that day where everything just kind of just falls in place and you be like, oh shit, So. Yeah, dude.
So when I guess like when you sell a house, is that your fee?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's
is that fee negotiable?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So most agents, I know nowadays, like the fees are all. There's a bunch of nonsense going on with the real estate fees and stuff. But yeah, that fee is yours, but you don't get that full 5 or 6%.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just say you're like, yo, Chris, I want to buy this house, right? I find the person that's selling it, the listing agent. Yeah, the 5%, right? He has a fee, 5%. We split it, 2.5, 2.5, right? So yeah, I only get 2.5 of whatever you paid. If you paid 100 grand for the house, I get $2,500. Now, I got to give a small portion of that to Century 21
Out of the
to my
25?
broker
Out of the
out of
2500?
2500,
Okay. All right.
right? So that can be, it could be 70% of the 2500,
Wow.
75%.
No shit.
Well, no. I'm sorry. It could be 30% of the 2500, or it could be 25. So I either
Oh,
keep
okay.
70 or 75. You get what I'm saying? So people think like, oh, you're just making a bunch of money off. You make 5%. No, you split that with the other person. Then I give a small portion of that to your broker. So it's not as lucrative. It's still a few, but it's not as lucrative as you might think. But yeah, man, that's how it works. And my first, I don't know if I said this, my first sale was to myself
No,
as an
you
agent.
said it, yeah. No,
No,
I think you told me like a few weeks ago.
yeah, well, the seller paid me. So when I went to closing, I got a check a few days later from Century 21, and yeah, it's which is cool,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
cool,
When
right?
you
That's
pay
cool.
yourself.
That's cool. You get paid for, you know, doing what you love to do, and that's it, man. I love it, dude. I love it. I just there's this, I was talking to, again, right? I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was probably Brian, and we were saying like, once you find that thing, right, whatever it is, you're just laser focused in, right? You're just grinding, and everything else kind of like, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but you start to cut the fat, right, of the nonsense. Like, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. Let me just zone in and focus on what really matters. So for me, it's just family and this, right? You got to have your own hobby, your own mental break.
Yeah.
And to me, this is my mental, like, one, doing this with you is a mental break and a half. I love it, right?
It's not gonna be a mental break for me when I have to edit all this shit.
Listen, I got to learn. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, because I saw that and I'm like, that part is going to stink. But, it's, yeah,
Just like how there's a lot that goes into like learning the entire, I guess the whole thing about selling a house or just
Right.
becoming a real estate agent, just all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's
same thing.
no, it's not the same thing. It's just
Not-
pretty bad.
it's
I
hard.
I don't know how the test is, but
Yeah.
but I don't know if it could be.
There's
worse.
there's good and bad with everything,
Oh, yeah.
right? There's good, and man, nothing worth it is easy, right? You got to put in the grind somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna catch my break, and so are you.
You're gonna catch a break,
You're gonna start buying all these like commercial buildings and stuff.
man. Your lips to God's ears.
You're gonna, whatever, man.
I hope so.
I only hope for the best.
I appreciate that.
You know.
I appreciate that, and I want to be back on here, right, when it happens, and be like, yeah, so did another deal. I bought this bank that this guy was talking about. The
With
vault,
32 cents in it.
the vault was filled with 32 cents, and he's my partner on the deal.
We're wearing the same exact clothes. You're
We're-
still wearing that Arsenal.
Still, I got another one. Yeah,
Is that Arsenal shirt?
Arsenal, hell yeah. Good win today. I gotta wear it. Gotta wear it. Well, yeah.
So like when you, like, do you make the clauses or is that like like
you
an
make-
underwriter? Or
Nah,
whatever?
you make the clauses.
Oh, really?
Make
Oh,
escape
no shit.
clauses. That book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, you make your own escape clauses. Make your own escape clauses. I like to put subject to roof inspection, subject to I don't know, whatever it is. No water being found in the basement. The roof is being repaired. Subject to the inspection report. I like to just put inspection report.
Okay.
Right. There's a few things I'm afraid of: roof issues and water. Electrical too,
Yeah.
right? So I like to say subject to inspection report and roof findings, right? So that's your escape clause. Because at the end of the day, it's scary, right? You got to put up an earnest money deposit. It could be $3,000, $5,000. Some people want 10 grand, right? So you're putting up that money. You want to make sure that this roof is crappy. I want my money back. I just gave you $5,000. I want my money back if it stinks,
Yeah.
right? So you always got to put those. But yeah, you put your own clauses in there.
What's let me see.
So on average, how long does it take you to edit this thing?
Well,
Like if we hit the cut
I mean,
button right
nobody's-
now,
So nobody's gonna believe this, right? But today is Saturday, 4/20. I'm going to post this on 4/22.
yeah, so you got some work to do.
I'm gonna be up, like, pretty much, probably all night tonight.
It takes you that long?
It usually, so it'll, from Monday through Friday. Obviously, I work, right? I'm up at 4:30. Well, I'm already at work at 4:30 in the morning, and I get home probably about 5:30, sometimes 6.
Right.
So after I'm done
You're beat.
doing my 14 hours, right, of being awake, not even at work, just being awake in general, then I have to come home, and sometimes I'll just work on the whole editing process for 1 or 2 hours, and I'll go to sleep.
So if you do it every day for like 1 or 2 hours, right? Let's just say it was Monday.
So cumulatively,
By Friday,
cumulatively,
are you done? Like kinda ish.
so episode 3 with Ray, that took me a little longer because of, like, little things, as like he was busy with work and whatever, so I couldn't get all the information that I wanted out of him. So I needed certain pictures, certain videos, and everything, and he wasn't able to get me that
Okay.
all in the time. So what I did is that I literally just went around through his Instagram, through his like YouTube channel and stuff like that. I just screenshotted, I took videos, like screen recordings of everything, and I had to do it that way. And then on Sunday, while the episode was uploading, he's sending me pictures like, "Yo, like this is the picture that you needed and this and that." I'm like, "Yo, my man, like,
You're halfway.
first of all,
I'm
like
done.
all my videos are being uploaded in 4K." So I'm whatever. Like, you could upload whatever the hell you want in 4K. It doesn't My videos aren't better than anybody else's, right? But like, what it comes down to is that I want good audio quality,
Yeah.
obviously, and perfect picture quality, or close to perfect,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
So by me uploading it in 4K, it takes like 4.5 hours to upload an hour.
Oh my.
Just now,
Oh my God.
this is just this is just from the program
Jeez.
to. Is it? I think it's no, yeah, no. This is just the program to YouTube.
Okay.
That's it. From doing it on the program, I think it's like 2.5 hours. But it's still, you're
That's time.
taking almost 7 hours just to upload 1 hour long video. Obviously, this is a lot longer than 1 hour. It's going to be. So yeah, no, it's
Oh man. Well, look, dude. I mean, when you're editing, I mean, if you want a beer or something, like,
no,
I'll bring you some
be
beers.
I gotta be attentive when I do this.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think yeah, no, it looks good.
It's alright. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my one
Chris,
eye.
yeah, he looks fine. He looks stupid.
Yeah.
It is good. We're good.
So like,
roll
this,
with it.
This whole picture's like, oh, yeah, no, it's perfect. No, it's good now. I mean, I could always, apparently. So I met this other guy, and he was telling me about Upwork, and basically I can
Upwork?
Upwork. Yeah. So this isn't like a sponsor or anything, but like you could basically pay somebody to edit your stuff. But like when I edit my stuff, I want that shit to be perfect, and
Right.
I want it in a certain way.
Right.
And obviously, I can't tell some random guy that I'm meeting off of like a Craigslist, right?
Right.
A Craigslist type of database that hey, listen, like I want everything to be like this and this and this, and so you could, they have like different options that they can do. Some do like, $5 an hour, $10 an hour. I'm like, well, you know what, is my video really worth $50? I mean, yeah, it's probably one day, hopefully, maybe.
When you
whatever.
say an hour, what do you mean? Like, if this video right now is an hour, they're gonna charge you that one
No,
hour,
no, they're gonna
or
charge
their
you-
hour that they need to edit.
Yeah, it's hours of editing.
So how do you know they're not?
They're not just like
Yeah, I'm
messing
just gonna
around.
waste 45 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna eat lunch, but I'm still gonna be on the clock. That's what a lot of people do at their regular jobs.
I don't do that.
Me either.
Anyway, but are you allowed to have feedback? So let's just say, like, oh, Chris, I want you to edit. Like, you don't know me, blah blah blah. But I want this to look like this.
You know
I
what?
want this to sound like that.
I don't know. I haven't used it, nor will I, because like I said, I like to have things done a certain way. I mean, my editing obviously is not perfect either,
Right.
but at the same time, like it's
how you want it.
Yeah, it's in a certain way of how I would like for like a viewer or whatever, you to watch this shit. So I'm on Spotify now too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fire!
So like I don't.
You on
like,
what?
on Spotify?
Ooh, how nice is it to say that? Yeah, you can't even hide it. You
I mean,
can't even hide it.
it's good because it's like it's free to put it on there, so I didn't really
Ooh,
have to pay
that's even
anything.
better to say.
Right?
Free.
Free. But it's I'm on Spotify, so if you don't want to see Chris's ugly face on YouTube, so you can just listen to it.
Hey, babe, you think I'm ugly?
She's like, my brain hurts.
I can't hear
I
you.
got a headache.
Oh, that's funny. That's cool though. So you're on YouTube, you're on Spotify. Do you know if there's any other like platforms you kind of want to be on?
I mean, I would like to do eventually get there on Apple. Just I mean, I'm not. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be bad, but I'm not an Apple user. I'm not.
Whack.
I'm not.
Well, this part might get edited out anyway. I guess I'm crying in the background, but
Hell no.
hey, man, listen. You get on Apple, you're gonna go from like 30 subscribers to like
To
100.
like 31.
Yeah, okay. Yes, like, 'cause I'm all Apple, dude. I hate Android. Anything Android,
No, hell no. Android's the bomb.
garbage,
Android is good.
garbage, good garbage.
One last question.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. So it'll be a really long video. Um, how do you see technology and innovation?
No. Next question. Next question. Next question.
Let me just.
That's worse than like
Okay.
an interview question. I wouldn't even know how to answer that.
Well, no, it's like it's like how do you expect it to impact real estate in the next few years?
Technology?
Yeah, like technology and innovation.
I don't know.
But you already said next question. So next question anyway.
Look, you know what? I will say this, right?
Don't say anything.
No,
You
I
already
am.
said next question.
I use Chat GPT. I know someone that used Chat GPT, and
That's
I did too.
Plagiarism.
What do you mean? Not
What
plagiarism.
What are you using ChatGPT for?
How would you, whenever you go look at a house, right?
Mhm.
Like on Realtor, and it has like that description, beautiful colonial, blah blah blah
Yeah, yeah.
blah. It helped this person write that. So instead of sitting there thinking, how do I write this lovely paragraph about this really nice home, Chat GPT.
Again, not another sponsor. It's just what.
All right, never mind.
It's just what's easy to use.
What was the
AI.
next technology?
AI is a beautiful thing
It really is.
because it created the thumbnail.
I mean, yeah, you want everybody to know.
Whatever it is.
It's great. It's so crazy because I was thinking, like, what do you use as a background? Like all that stuff. AI.
Well, no, like I can't put a green screen behind this.
Not yet.
No, like there's not like this
No.
picture.
Oh, yeah, I know. But
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, I feel like at some point we're gonna get there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where
I
they'll
mean,
make like, oh, we're gonna be talking in clouds. Like
like,
I don't know.
and we just have to do
We're
this
floating.
the insides.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, you said next question, so I got another one for you.
Go ahead.
So,
Let it fly.
what opportunities do you see agents and brokers to leverage those trends of like new technology and innovations?
Man, dude, I'm about to tell you next question again.
This is going to be a two-parter, but you said no.
What do you mean, agents and brokers to use like the technology?
Yeah, so like thinking, basically like forward-thinking, I guess, insights that can set like technology and innovations apart.
I have no idea even how to answer that.
Good, that's a great.
But
that's
I
a
will,
great
s-
answer.
I will, I will say this, right?
You're fired.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right. It's Saturday anyway. I will say this. I think the amount of information that's out there and that can be generated just from technology it's not overload. It's good, right? Because any stat that you need or possibly want or could think of, somehow it's out there, right? Before, I don't feel like, and I haven't been an agent for that long, but I feel like before it was almost impossible to get certain stats that you needed, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how many homes sold in this area compared to this area, or this area compared to last year, whatever it is, right? So I feel like as technology keeps advancing and we have all this I don't know, as we continue to move forward, I feel like there's just going to be more stats and more knowledge and info for anyone that wants to buy, that wants to sell, that wants to be an investor, whatever the case is. So it's a good thing. I honestly think, for being an agent, if you were to ask me some crazy question, I'd be like, I tell you, listen, I don't know, but I'll get the answer for you, right? There's something out there where it'll spit out the answer for me, right? Same thing with brokers. There's something out there. There's some software or there's some sort of sheet, whatever it is that's out there where you can get the answer. So no matter what, yeah, you might not know the answer, but you can always go find it because the way,
Because
where
AI could just
AI
tell you
and where technology is now, So did that answer it? That was a tough question, dude.
Well, whatever. I'm here for easy questions how many houses have you sold, and hard questions like
I sold none. That's easy.
sold none.
None.
Well, you sold
Yeah.
one. You sold he sold one
I
to
bought.
yourself, right?
I like that.
Right?
I like that. You're right.
Okay, so you
You're
sold
right.
one.
You're right. You're
That's
right.
one of many.
One of many.
See?
All right. All right.
You got to give yourself credit when
I
it's
appreciate
due.
that. I appreciate that. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Oh man. So just to summarize, what did we learn?
Keep going.
Keep it going.
Can't stop. Gotta keep going. I'm so excited, man. And it's like I can't. And I feel like I could talk about this forever. If
Well,
I
we only
could,
have a certain amount of time.
yeah, no, yeah, man. I want to buy another one so bad, and what's next is just the goal is it's an aggressive goal, but the goal is to buy one more before the end of the year. I don't know how, but I'm gonna find a way. But
You just got to start selling your kids.
I don't want to go that far yet. I love them, I love them, until it's like that witching hour where it's they've been up all day and it's almost bedtime. They're driving you crazy. No, I don't want to sell them yet. Not yet. Maybe when they become teenagers and they start learning about boys. Yeah, even then, no. They're
Yeah,
gonna stay right in their room.
terrible twos were terrible. Just wait for the terrible teens. The terrible teens, they last a lot longer than a terrible two.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some problems then. We're gonna have some problems. But yeah, nah, man. I wanna. That's the goal. I want another one, like soon, right? Soon.
Another house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another investment
another
property.
kid.
No.
Okay,
We're gonna take that part out. Not another kid
No.
or another investment property. Because at the end of the day, this is for them, right? This is for them. And of course, it has its benefits now and stuff, right? And I was telling T the other day, I was like, remember when it was just us two, right? Easy. We go on vacation. Excuse me. Buy 2 tickets, right? Oh, just buy a car just for us. Oh, go to dinner. All right, we're just buying for us. Now we got 5 tickets. 5 tickets, and we're not even on vacation yet. Okay. Oh, I want this. I want that. Okay. Then you gotta buy the admission to go wherever you're going, right? And then you're buying food. You're buying this to stay. It's like, so yeah, it's gonna have its benefits for like the now too, but for the most part, it's meant for later on, right? When the expenses really add up, where they're like, I need books for school and my tuition is due and all this stuff, Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's like I'm obsessed and I want more. So I'm actually excited. Next Thursday, I'm actually going to my first real estate meetup.
Nice.
And I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
Good for you, man.
So come with me. I'll see you there.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
I'll be at work. Between the times that I've mentioned before.
It's at 6. After work hours.
I'll be. Oh man.
Don't make
me.
me.
You got me there.
Gotcha. But dude, this was fun, man. This was fun, and definitely want to be back on this. That's for damn sure.
Season 2.
Season 2. Ooh,
Be here.
I like
Season
it.
2.
So
I don't know how many. I don't know. We have to figure out how many episodes we have to do for a season, because like yesterday I was watching Wheel of Fortune. This is completely off topic, but
oh, you really are old.
Yeah, right. No, because my mom likes watching Wheel of Fortune.
No, I like Wheel of Fortune too.
But like Wheel of Fortune, it was just like season 41, episode 146. So I'm like,
oh my goodness.
Do I do that many episodes? Like,
wait, what episode number? Season 41.
It was like something outrageous. It was like somewhere in the hundreds. It was like 146 or some crap like that. But I was just like, damn. Like, so how many episodes are in one season? I don't know, man. Listen,
what's that show? The Amazing Race.
Oh, I don't know.
How many seasons have they had? I think they're up there too.
Who knows, man? The Amazing Race has been up since we've been in like grammar school.
It really has.
They're still racing.
I like that. That's good. That was good.
The amazing race never
The
stops.
amazing race never stops.
You know why? Because the hustle never stops.
Woo!
Anyway, this is Shed Talk. If you like this guy, like the button. If you don't like this guy, or if you don't like this podcast
They love
episode, just comment below. Say that you didn't like it. The other co-host will read it. Again, I still won't, but because obviously I don't read books. I also can't read
You don't gotta read the book, just read the comment.
the comment.
Yeah, just
Oh,
read
yeah,
people's
yeah.
comments. They love you.
Yeah,
I love you.
thanks, man.
That was emotional.
As
On
long
that
as somebody,
On that note, we're out.
loves me. Yeah.
Of course.
Anyway,
I appreciate it, man.
so
This is fun.
so this is Chris Burns. If you want him to represent you on selling a house, or
ChrisBurnsHomes1@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram.
I'll put all his information at the end of the thing. All right, I'll do it in the beginning. Anyway, wherever his information is gonna go,
It'll be there.
it'll be there. Just look at the thumbnail and whatever, man. Anyway, this is Shed Talk episode 4. Episode 4, calling it quits for today. Hopefully, I'll be done with this episode by Monday. I don't know.
You better start working like now.
Yeah, right after this. Right after we hit the off button. But anyway, I'm your actual host, Richie.
Killer.
And this is my guest for today.
Appreciate
Chris.
it. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
No problem, man. I'll see you.
Next one.
I'll see you on season 2.
Season 2. I'm there.
All
Can I
right.
be on season 2, episode 4?
Yeah,
I want to keep it with the 4s.
4.
4?
That
Yeah.
sounds good. Sounds good to me. All right, guys. Later. Thanks for watching, though. I mean, I don't know if everybody watched this far, but at least
If you did, it was fun.
to the good ones. Thanks for watching.
Peace.